Well, good morning, people. How we doing this morning? It's Wednesday, good old Wednesday morning. We're ready for the market, or at least getting ready for the market. 45 minutes away from market start. See what we're going to have going on here. Let's put us on the chart. See what the chart looks like. See some charting action. This is SPX 500. Can see what movement is happening. Good morning, everybody. As you come on in, as they say, come on in, come on in. Let all the platforms tell the people that we're here, tell the people that we're starting up. Let it pop up and say, Arlissa is live. Arlissa's live. I'll take my medicine while we wait. Hey, Frank. Hey, Patrick. Good morning, Ward. How we doing this morning? It's hump day. They need to bring those commercials back. I don't watch enough TV to know if they don't have the commercials. They probably do. I do watch TV. I just don't necessarily watch like TV that includes commercials. I watch Netflix and stuff on the Fire Stick because the commercials, even though Netflix now has commercials, it's not as many, or ads, not as many as regular TV, because regular TV, every few seconds, the commercials, gets more commercials on the show than the show is on the show. So you're like, okay, this is not worth it. Take too long. Anyway, hey, Toki Miyaki. Morning. See what's going on. Well, let's see what went on with SPX yesterday before we move on to what's going to happen this morning, or what could potentially happen this morning, because we don't really know what's going to happen this morning. That all remains to be seen. Let me turn off the VWAP so we can leave it on. That way we can see how the VWAP actually shows what goes on. What's the goings ons here? Let's see what VWAP shows us. VWAP is the volume weighted average price, and it shows on TradingView. It shows up if you're on a certain SPX. It doesn't show up on all of them because SPX does not have prices because it doesn't have shares. But on one of these SPXs, it does show up. I think it's the first one. It shows up as VWAP, and I use it, okay? Not only does it show up, but we use it, all right? So this was SPX yesterday, opened up here at 54.11, 54.12, somewhere in that area, and popped up like it was going somewhere, and then consolidated, finally picked a bit of a direction, not much. It dropped down as low as, I guess if we went down as low, there's no way I'm going to see how low that went. My eyes this morning are not wanting to cooperate. So I do see the bottom of this is like 53.90. I guess I could see down here, maybe 53.86. Went down as low as here and then recovered a bit, but it kind of stayed in a consolidation zone all day yesterday and then tightened up, and finally closed yesterday around 53.96. Have to see where it is this morning. We'll go look at SPX 500 to see where it is. But once it got below VWAP, which is this blue line, it really stayed there. VWAP shows if it's above VWAP, the buyers are in control. And if it's below VWAP, the sellers are in control. Yes, the Fed is going to speak today. I want to say he's talking at 12 or 1:30. That could definitely comes up as a part of our morning conversation, is who is going to be talking today, and what's, what kind of meetings and what kind of data comes out. And maybe that was why things were kind of chill yesterday, because in anticipation of what is to be said today. Maybe that's why. But I do have a piece of interesting information. I'm not sure how China signals their readiness, but China signals readiness for talks if the U.S. shows respect. I don't know what that's all about, but anyway, if there's a conversation, I feel like, I don't dive into politics very much. Doesn't mean I'm not aware, but I do feel like China and the U.S. need to have this conversation. we've been needing to have this talk. So if that means now we need to get to the table and come to some type of agreement, then this is, the focus has intensified on the burgeoning trade war between world's two largest economies. And it's time for us to have a conversation where the two quote unquote superpowers decide, well, how we gonna move forward, how we gonna move, because it's time. It's time. Time to make a change. It's time. All righty. So let's move on. Bessent to America's biggest CEO, stop worrying. Global chip stock slide as NVIDIA warns of big hit from export curbs. California's Newsom says state will sue over Trump's tariffs. Sue who? Are you serious? Trump energy bosses company plunging is a warning for U.S. oil. U.S. stock futures fall as NVIDIA stock weighs on the tech. Big banks say the sky is not falling yet. Okay. 5 things to know before the stock market. If there's anything of interest right here, nothing really jumping out at me right there. All right. CNBC, S&P stock futures, S&P futures, 500 futures. Oh, come on. Slide as a drop in NVIDIA shares drags down tech. Sometimes I be thinking they just want to pick something to pin it on. And yeah. NVIDIA to record 5.5 billion charge tied to H2O processors exported to China. NVIDIA issues a big warning related to China exports. Retail sales increased 1.4% in March, greater than expected. JP Morgan Chase sues more customers who allegedly stole cash in the infinite money glitch. Yeah, that was a big one. That one went for way too long. That little glitch thing. People was all on social media calling up. People go, if you got a JP or if you got a Wells Fargo account, and hit me up. Are you serious? When they all on social media telling people, if you got an account over here, come hit me up. I got a way to. Are you serious? Y'all moving too slow over there. Pre-market Dow futures are down. S&P futures are down. NASDAQ futures are down. Oil 10-year bonds, though, both of those are green. S&P futures slide as a drop in NVIDIA shares drags down the tech. Europe is all red over there. Europe markets fall. Chip firms tumble as ASML reports bookings miss. ASML did earnings this morning. Asia Pacific markets mostly fall on trade war worries, dent sentiment. Okay, I can't answer right now. Michelle, my stepmom's calling. I can't answer. I cannot answer. I'm sorry. I can't answer. Not on my call. Okay, I'll have to answer. I have to call you back. All right. And let's look at crypto. Hold on, people. Hold on. Let's look at crypto. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Dogecoin, and XRP are all down. All of them are down. Everybody's red this morning. That's the way it goes. That's the way the process goes. I can't answer. What's up? Okay. Now let's move to what's on tap. Oh yeah. My stepmom was calling me because my son's birthday is today, and she was just talking about how they were coming to see me when I had him 34 years ago. My son's turned 34 this morning, and she was saying they were talking about how they were racing to Alabama for me to have my son 34 years ago, and can't believe how much time has passed. That's true. My big boy is a big boy now. Well, he's big, tall. He's not big. He's just big, tall. He's not a big boy. He's a tall boy. Which we didn't think he ever was going to grow. He was so short for so long. All of his friends were growing and he was not. And now he is a tall man. Okay, so today's Wednesday. It's strong man of God. Core retail sales was this morning, 8:30. Retail sales, again, they came in green. 9:15 capacity utilization rate, industrial production month over month. 10 o'clock business inventories, National Association of Home Buyers. 10:30 crude oil. FOMC member Hammock will speak at 12. Powell will speak at 1:30. There we go. Powell will speak at 1:30, which maybe everybody just waiting on that to happen. We're waiting on Powell to come and speak and see what he gonna say. Ugh. 4 o'clock, we've got TIC long-term purchase, and 7 o'clock, we've got another FOMC member speaking. All right, that's going to happen. Tomorrow, we've got unemployment claims first thing in the morning. That's the only red folder. And then Friday, not much is happening there. Let me see what's on investing.com. If there's anything here that is different than what's over on the Forex factory calendar. 9:15 capacity utilization, 10:30 crude oil shows 3 stars over here. Over on the other one, it shows like moderate, volatility. Over here, it shows high volatility at 10:30. So keep that in mind. Powell speaks at 1:15. It says here 1:15. I think the other one did not show 1:15. Did it? Other here it says 1:30. On investing.com, it shows 1:15. So watch that. That's a little difference in the time, 1:30 or 1:15. Definitely keep that part in mind as you go about your day. Okay. We looked at the chart already for yesterday. SPX did its good little move and closed at 53.96, but I believe it is currently at above that. Let's see, it says it was 53.96. Oh, we're at 53.45. So we are below that. Got a little gap down open in the works. 53.45. We got a gap down open in the works. I was going to show earnings. Yep. ASML this morning had earnings. We already reported that their earnings didn't go so well. U.S. Bancorp, Abbott Labs, I believe it's pharmaceuticals. Progressive Travelers is insurance. Prologis, Movado Group, Autoliv, Citizens, First Horizon. This afternoon when market closes, we've got Alcoa, Bank of the Ozarks, I can't see, HOMB, CSX, Kinder Morgan, Synovus, Great Southern Bank, Rexford Industrial, and Simmons Bank, SL Realty Corp. Tomorrow morning, though, anticipated, I'm sure, Taiwan Semiconductors. Taiwan Semiconductors is tomorrow morning before market opens. And UNH, United Healthcare, is also tomorrow morning. Another one I'm sure is anticipated. Huntington, American Express, Regions, Texas Capital Bank, DR Horton, Alley, Hooker, and Fifth Third Bank. Most likely Taiwan Semiconductors and UNH are the ones that are anticipated. UNH has run big over the last few days. So it's, and Netflix is tomorrow after market closes. Let's see what we have. So got some comments here. Don't want to miss my comments. Well, it's hump day then for sure. What happened to Tuesday? Tuesday went away. We had Tuesday yesterday. Good morning, Tanya. Hey, Selena. You have a sweet 16 dinner that's taking your attention. Yeah, your daughter turned 16. Happy birthday to her. Janae, happy birthday to your son. Thank you. And your daughter, Selena. Yep. Every year she gets older is another year closer to my retirement. Well, when they get out the house, you definitely can get yourself a little bit of reprieve because, there's something to that empty nest. And on one hand, you feel a little bit, and it's a little bit lonely. A little bit. I miss my daughter and my son though, because it's just, I was talking about this the other day, that when you have grown children, when you hang out with them, you don't have to tell the backstories. All the jokes, everybody gets them automatically because they already know the joke, right? So somebody makes one statement and everybody starts laughing, it's because we already know the joke. I won't talk about people's cars getting stolen because when you mention that, the joke, we automatically start laughing because everybody already knows it. Her car got stolen, and you put stolen in air quotes. Everybody knows what that means. And you start laughing, like where you can't breathe laughing. Anyway, here's Adam. Adam said, after 2 days stuck in 90-point range, the headlines finally got SPX moving. 53.42 is a key level as posted, and it's been a major magnet since 6 p.m. last night, testing 3 times, reclaiming, then back testing. Plan, SPX must recover 53.60 in order to see 53.73, 53.81, 53.93. If 53.42 fails, then we dip to 53.33 and 53.15. The gap between SPX and ES is 35 points. XSP, if you're trading that, 539 to 540 is call credit spread. 530, 531 is a put credit spread. All right. So Adam is a level to level trader of ES. We take and translate his numbers to SPX, and we use them as sellers because I'm a seller coach, not a buyer coach. They buy options for level to level, and we sell options at places where we don't want the levels to go. So we use their information to say, where will price not go? I did a quick look at the five things we have on our option seller trade list, and they're all profitable. So if you had gotten into any of these, you should be able to get out of them today. I will look again today because we may put my community in some of these, but that Microsoft one is looking nice. SPY is looking nice. Gold is even looking good. So we'll look over at those today. Maybe we'll add them to my community, even though we're primarily working with SPX right now. That's got our focus. Right now. We'll maybe toss one or two of these on out into the land, right? Candlestick Mastery calendar. This month is Doji. We're talking dojis to see, indecision. But grab you a calendar. It's a whole resource of how do we look at candles. And you need to know how to look at candlestick calendar. You need to know how to look at candles when you're trading something like SPX during the day, intraday, or anything intraday. You need to know what's going on with them candles, so you can see: is this turning around? Is this looking like it's going to continue? Is this a reversal area? Is this, is these some tweezers? We like those tweezers. Hey, Tanya, are these tweezers? Hey, you need to know what do these candle patterns mean. And this is how you do it. You learn this through resources, and the Candlestick Mastery Calendar is a resource you can get. Speaking of candlesticks and speaking of charting and all those good things, I have a resource because I have resources for almost all these things. Chart Your Way to 100K, a stock charting training course. You can find it over at my website, http://educatortotrader.com. trader.com. Got to put the links in the chat, even though they're all in the description. All of my links are in the description. It starts you from basics. If you're somebody who doesn't know anything about charting and knows you need to learn charting, yes, you need to learn charting. As a seller, we don't need to be super in-depth with charting, but you need to understand support, resistance, gaps, reversals, continuations, moving averages. You need to know some stuff. It ain't got to be a whole lot. You don't have to be where, you so looking busy at the chart, you can't do nothing. But you need to know at least the basics. You have to know these things if you're going to trade long term. And we're here for the long haul. We're not just here for a few dollars here and there. We're here for the long haul. And the way we're going to be long-term master traders who can scale up and pull in those big 4 and 5 figure days that we see other people doing, you need to, all that stuff is in the chart. When people are analyzing and saying what they think stuff's going to go here and it's going to go there and going to go here and there, you know where they seeing that at? In the chart. They're not fortune tellers. None of these people are fortune tellers. They're looking at a chart. All right. Strategies in my community. We look at credit spreads weekly, daily SPX, cash secure puts, and covered calls. We use the credit spreads to make the money. We use cash secure puts to acquire the shares. And then we use covered calls to make money on the shares that we've acquired. So this is a two-pronged approach. One side, we're making the money from the options contracts, and then we're putting that money to use in cash secure puts or buying shares that we can put in covered calls. We want to use whatever resources we get to buy shares with, because the shares is the asset. And that's all the stuff I teach inside my community. All right. If you don't want that, you like, I just want to know the stuff, want to learn the trainings. Here we go. All the trainings are over in my website, in my arsenal. Jamie used to call it that. Over in our repertoire, in our toolbox. All the trainings are in the toolbox at educatortotrader.com. If you want the free stuff, we got some of that for you too. If you just want to be introduced to me by way of the freebies, you can go to e2t-freebies.com. Okay, I'm gonna swing back to the charts real quick, and then we're gonna land this plane, as they say. And we're gonna land plane. Let's go check out the indices and what they're doing in the pre-market. See what the indices is doing in the pre-market. We looked at SPX 500 already. Let's go look at SPY. Now I can turn off VWAP and my pivots. I'll leave my EMAs on. SPY closed yesterday at around 537. It is currently at 532. Closed at 537. It's currently at 532. Yesterday's SPY looked about like SPX, had a little bit of a pop, hung out up here for a minute, and literally fell all day. Kind of consolidated for a big portion of the day. This is where people's money gets snatched. If you're a buyer, if you're buying options, all this stuff in here is where your money gets. You think it's going up. Oh, it's going down. Oh, it's going up. Oh, it's going down. This is what you'd call an inside day, where it's just kind of chilling in here and it's not doing anything but staying inside of the opening range. And then finally, about 12:45, it finally popped out of the opening range and fell down a little bit. This is where people who are in options, I'm buying calls, oh, I'm buying puts. It just kind of dances around, and then your money is getting eaten up by theta. That's all that happened yesterday. But now it's finally falling off some more. If you kind of got inputs, if you were inputs from yesterday to today, then you should still have some money this morning. Dropped off real nice into the pre-market, but it's kind of pulled back up some. Currently at 531.84. SPY at this point, we're about 23 minutes away from an open. It's probably going to have a gap down open. Okay, let's look at triple Q this morning. They trying to blame it. They trying to blame this all on NVIDIA. I don't know if it's all blamed on NVIDIA, but you know, it's what it is. Blame it on whoever. The point is the same. NVIDIA did the same thing, kind of danced around, finally fell out of the opening range about 12:45, and then literally pulled right back into it about 3:15. But now it closed yesterday at 457. Now we're at 449, so it's about $8 below where it closed. Got a gap down open going on triple Q. Same thing over there. The one that won't seem to fall down. Come on. Oh, now you acting you want to move. Come on in the room. I need IWM to come on out the sky, because I have an IWM call credit spread that needs to close it. Yes, it's time for you to go on and close. Yes, it is. But it's coming up until that 200 period moving average. I need you to go ahead and act like you got somewhere to go. And down, down, down is a place for you to go, IWM. Hey, Drew. Place for you to go on and go. All right. Maybe we get to close IWM today because it's trying to hang out up here. IWM always come late to the party. Come late to the party. Don't even do it. Let's see. I was gonna look at SoundHound real quick because we've got one person in our community who's in a SoundHound trade who may be able to get out. She was in a put. Yep, she's gonna be a little profitable this morning. So Lisa, if you're listening, your SoundHound trade may be all right. Let's go look at gold. I think Tanya mentioned gold. Microsoft's at 381. I said that trade was a good. It was a call credit spread. And it is doing its good work. This is gold. We have gold on the put credit spread list because it's bullish, and it still is. Let me go put it on the daily so I can get a different look. Oh, I didn't want that second gap thing up there. I didn't want that. Okay. Nope. TradingView made some changes to their charting software. Now you have to, instead of, you used to have to go and hit the, if you wanted something more than once, you had to go hit it each time. Now they've got it where you don't have to do that, but as soon as you try to move stuff around, it like automatically puts it in the same place. So now you have to hit something else so you can move your chart around. It's a little bit annoying, but I like it. I'm not really complaining, just saying that. And now I have to remember that it does it. That's the way it is on on Thinkorswim. Now I got to remember it's the same way over here. What's that little thing there? Where'd that come from? This little star thing over here. So this is gold. Gold, it's still bullish. See, these moving averages are all flared out. It's got a gap below here at 294 now. That needs to fill this gap that was created between Monday and Tuesday, got filled with Tuesday's price action. But now we're up in all-time high territory. So you're in, it's in the pre-market. It's at 305 in the pre-market. So you're in price discovery territory. Somebody the other day was talking about doing puts on gold. I was like, unless you're going out pretty far, gold is dotted. You ain't gonna put me in no put. I'm got places to go. I know your sentiments on NVIDIA, child, that it rules the market, and it does carry a lot of weight. And I know, and we've seen it happen. Hey, Iola, we have seen it do its good work for sure. So gold might be, I don't know what kind of premiums gold. We have to look at it when the market's open and see if it's worthwhile for us to dip our toes in the water. Wednesday is actually a pretty good day to do credit spreads, because you're only putting yourself into the fray for a couple of days. You put your money, you launch your bread upon the water on Wednesday with the plans of closing it on Thursday or Friday. Definitely Friday. I'm not a fan of being into the market on Fridays from a standpoint of closing out credit spreads, because the market just be bananas on Fridays. Now, I'll get out there a little bit for some zero DTE, but I like to have my credit spreads closed up by Friday, because you can have a good week of your credit spread going fine and let the premiums be drawing down, and then Friday's price action will start moving and your credit spread will be like, no, where are you going? Even though theta is helping you draw it down, the price action will work against you sometime, and you having to watch it, and your whole Friday is like, I want to spend the whole day watching this trade. I did not. But, we close them when they're ready to close. All right. Oh, yes. Thank you, Janae, for reminding us. Tomorrow is the last trading day of this week, because Friday is a holiday. That's a very good point. So if you're entering credit spreads today, they will actually expire tomorrow. Very good point. Thank you for bringing that up, Janae. I appreciate you so much. I really do. I always want you to know that I appreciate how you keep me engaged and on my toes, because you do. I appreciate it. So tomorrow's expiration day for all these weeklies. Definitely. So your theta should start to be working already, because things are expiring tomorrow. Okay. So if you enter today, you can exit tomorrow. You can exit tomorrow. But also know that many times before a holiday, the market likes to get bullish. They like to get bullish before a holiday. So keep that in mind. If you're bearish and the market wants to try to get bullish, don't let it get bullish with you, unless you're in a bullish trade. But if you're trying to get bearish and they're trying to get bullish, this ain't what we want. This ain't what you want. So, whatever you're trading, make sure that you are on the right side of that. All right. E2T Traders Declaration. I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses and my accounts growing steadily. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I'm a level-headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. Help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom and knowledge. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to bless others. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, amen. All righty. So I've covered a whole lot of stuff this morning. Powell is going to speak at 1:15 or 1:30. That's key information this afternoon in the pre-market, or is it tomorrow morning? Tomorrow morning. Taiwan Semiconductors and someone else is going to have earnings. Taiwan Semiconductor. United Healthcare is going to have earnings tomorrow morning. And so is Netflix tomorrow at the close. So keep that in mind. All right. What are we doing here? We trade what we see. Trade what you see every day. Trade what you see, which means you definitely need to know what's in that chart. All right. So if charting ain't your thing, or ain't your jam, it needs to become your jam. All right. Let's do 3 things today. We're going to stay green. We're going to get this money, and we're going to have a great green day. All right. I'll see you in the market, everybody.